This is Penny Keener, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator and the original KeenerINKer. Today we're going to be making a You Made My Day Posies card. I love the colors in this one, so bright and cheery. So I'm using the gorgeous Posy stamp set, and also here's a card. And I'm using this little phrase here, You Made My Day. Colors for cardstock is Basic White and Coastal Cabana. And like I mentioned, the beautiful colors for ink is Bermuda Bay, Granny Apple Green, Magenta Madness, and Mango Melody. So the size of cardstock I'm using today, I'm just using a scrap because I'm going to be cutting out a flower. My card front is 4 by 5 1/4, and then my base is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and fold my base. Use my bone folder to get that nice crease, and I'm going to set that aside for right now. And I'm going to start stamping my images. So the first one I'm going to start with is the magenta. I'm going to ink up my stamp really well, and I'm going to stamp once onto my cardstock and then once onto my scrap so I can cut that out. Bring that out in just a little bit. Next, I'm going to do my leaves. And I'm going to do that both directions off of my flower here. Oh, and I forgot the center of the flower. So this is the magenta again. So I'm going to pull that in, and even though it's the same color and the same color, you can still see it there. Now, since I am going to change colors and reuse that flower, this is my Simply Chamois. I've cut it in half, which makes it super easy to use when I'm doing my Stamparatus, which we're not using for this particular project, but it makes it super easy to clean my stamps off. Love it. Very handy to have. All right, so now I have my big flower cleaned off. And then I'm going to do this in my Bermuda Bay. I'm going to kind of stamp that off the page, which is why I'm using a grid sheet underneath. And same thing with that. I'm going to take the little dots and stamp that into the center. Now I want some more color. So let me get this closed here. I'm going to take my Mango Melody, and I'm going to stamp this little like 3-flower thing and just kind of fill in the gaps as I see fit. Oh, that looks pretty good. And then this also has a little bit of a center, same color, and it still shows up. All right, to finish off the front, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the You Made My Day straight onto the card. If that ever happens and it gets crooked, all you have to do is stamp it on a scratch piece of paper and either cut it out or die cut it or punch it and then layer it over it, and it's like it never happened. So if you ever make a mistake on a card, it just gives you an opportunity for another layer or an accessory. Not a mistake. All right, so as you see, I'm using my paper snips. Absolutely love these for detail cutting. I like leaving just a little bit of a white border. Not only does it make it easier to cut, it also is very similar to how the dies work. And if you notice, I am keeping the scissors pretty straight, and I'm turning my papers. So I'm not doing any funny angles with my wrist to try to get this cut out. All right, and I almost have this cut out. Fussy cutting is one of those things that I really don't mind doing. If I have to do a big project where I'm cutting things out, I pop on a movie and I just work away. All right, so trim that up. There's a little piece there that I need to get out. There we go. Okay, put that to the side. I'm going to flip this over and put my adhesive on it, and I'm using Stamp and Seal. It's a very easy adhesive to use. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do 2 dimensionals on the back of my flower. And while I can put it straight over, I'm going to kind of twist it to kind of give it more of a layered look. And let me get some of this extra stuff out of the way. Here's my finished card. You made my day. I just love the colors on this particular one. So do you know which is the longest word in the dictionary? Smiles, because there's miles in between the S's. You made my day. Posies card, super fun. Please check out my website and subscribe to my channel for quick videos on how you can be a KeenerINKer too.